Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile, and this is the ThieAudio Hype 4, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank Linsoul Audio for providing the ThieAudio Hype 4 for a review. Greatly appreciate it. Linsoul Audio, you rock. Alright, so the ThieAudio Hype 4, this will set you back $400 from your bank account. It is a 6-driver hybrid IEM, and it has two 10mm composite diaphragm dynamic drivers and 4 Sonian balanced armatures. 17 ohms of impedance, 105 decibels of sensitivity, and a frequency response range of 10 Hz to 22 kHz. The ThieAudio Hype 4 comes in this nice box. Now, if you're familiar with ThieAudio products, this is going to be a pretty similar unboxing experience, so we're not going to talk about it a whole lot. You get a picture here on the front, a little bit of branding, and then some information on the various sides. The inside, you get a carrying case that says ThieAudio on it. It's hard shell. It's a little bit big for a pocket, but it'll do very nicely in a bag. And it's going to protect your Hype 4s very well. You also get 2 bags of tips. You're going to get small, medium, and large of these nice foam tips. And then you're going to get small, medium, and large of these silicone tips. These tips are the ones that I did use, and I found them to be very well built, nice and wide bore, but they're also kind of like an olive shape. So very interesting tip design that I really like. And then you get the Hype 4. You can get them in various colors. I believe it's like a black, a white, and a blue. Obviously we have the blue. On the left side it says ThieAudio, and then on the right side it says the ThieAudio as well. Thought it said something else, but no, it does not. It says ThieAudio on both faceplates right here at the bottom. They are a little bit on the chunky side, not too bad. You do have a fairly long nozzle and quite the angles. You have a little bit of a wing on the back side here. They're nice and light, very well built. I find them to look nice, and they feel durable, especially for the price tag. They are extremely well built. The cable of the ThieAudio Hype 4 is very nice. Connects with 2-pin. The ear hooks are a little bit on the loose side. I wish they had just a little bit more tension. You have a very nice metal split here with a cinch that is very snug and does not move at all. And then it terminates into a 3.5. Comfort and isolation of outside noises is actually really good. I find that they just snug in the ears. Even though they are a little bit on the large side, I have no issues whatsoever. That wing design on the back fits my ears perfectly, and then they just kind of disappear. Now, I never lose the feeling that I have something in my ears, but at the same time it's not being annoying and like I want them out. I can wear these for several hours without any discomfort. Isolation of outside noises is rather impressive. It's probably about 66-70% of outside noises being blocked. It's very hard to carry on conversations with people and things around the house, like normal listening volumes for TVs and other things like that are very, very hard to understand. Coffee grinders, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, things like that, you'll hear a little bit, but it does muffle it pretty well. Going outside, the only things I was really able to hear were the loud vehicles like school buses and the UPS man, DHL guy going by. So they do a really good job of blocking out noise. The ThieAudio Hype 4 is fairly easy to drive. I was rather impressed at all of the gear being able to drive. Every single dongle, adapts, desktop, no problems whatsoever. It's not picky at all. It does scale with a little bit more power and with better quality. It does bring out a little bit more from the Hype 4, and so I have no complaints there. And it did not hiss or pop or distort or anything like that with a little bit higher output impedances. The ThieAudio Hype 4. How do they sound? So The ThieAudio Hype 4 bass is rather impressive. It has a lot of authority, it has a lot of body, there is a lot of emphasis in the bass, and it really goes into the sub bass and gives you some rumble and grumble. There's this you really can feel it at times, and it really drives home the emphasis of the bass. You can really get like engaged. And then the mid bass and the upper bass also have presence. There's a lot of kick, a lot of punch, a lot of slam, and the bass is very well controlled. Even though there's a lot to it, it's very well controlled. At times, though, it can be just a little bit too much, especially in the mid bass and upper bass. So if you have really heavy tracks in the bass, they can seem to be a little bit too much. And it's not to the point where it's annoying or frustrating. But if you don't like a lot of really thick, heavy, um, fast moving type of bass, the Hype 4 may sound like it has just a little too much. But if you like a fullness and a lot of body and a power and an emphatic type of bass, the Hype 4 is going to really drive your enjoyment factor. But at the same time, even though there's a lot of quality, there's a lot of or a lot of quantity, there's also a lot of quality. The tone and timbre of the bass is very, very good. Everything sounds accurate and true, and then detail retrieval and resolution is phenomenal. You can really hear all the differences and all the details, and it's very well resolved, very well controlled. The mids. The mids of the Hype 4 are very lush and organic sounding. They have this naturalism about them. Instruments sound realistic, vocalists sound engaging, and they sound present and accurate according to what's going on in the stage, and everything just sounds proper. The Hype 4 is very musical, but yet at the same time very analytical. And I was rather impressed with the mids, with the abilities of the tone and the timbre, bringing forth elements of instruments and just giving you the abilities to track each individual instrument and be able to decipher which one is which and to be able to follow them through the mix, all at the same time while sounding natural and having a very nice note weight and having a body about them without sounding overly too much. And then the treble. The treble extends very nicely. You have a lot of sparkle and energy and a nice presence in the air regions, and it sounds very open, and yet you get bite and edge and crispiness and this little bit of just, that's the way treble should be without being aggressive and without being too forthright and without being too laid back and too soft. It has that balance that you're looking for in treble, which will make treble lovers rejoice because it's a very natural treble in that when called upon, you get that edge and that crispness and that shimmer, and then at other times, it's just right there. It's a very well-controlled treble with a natural tone and timbre and very good details and resolution. Soundstage of the Hype 4 is rather impressive in that it can go, I'm really small, I'm very intimate, cozy, we're average size, this is a normal recording, I'm a little bit bigger, we're on live, and then grand. Wow, this is a big stage, a lot of things going on. And I'm really rather impressed at how it can set a stage and you can hear things over here, in the middle, and as things move, and how it plays together and makes it cohesive, and it's very even or uneven depending on how it was mixed and recorded. And it does a really good job of just allowing you to listen and yet at the same time kind of look into the stage and go, I can place everything. The imaging abilities of the Hype 4 are very nice. Things just flow across the stage and you can follow them and track them, and it's pretty close to being precise. It's right in this area, right here. And for the $400 price point, it does a really good job of allowing you to really dissect the stage and just hone in and go, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. Layering is also very good. Things are in front and behind and moving across, and it doesn't sound clustered. It doesn't sound all muddled and jumbled. It doesn't get confused, except for at times on those really heavy bass tracks where the bass can be a little bit much and it might crowd in just a little bit, but it never really seals it and, crowds each other out, but they'll get a little bit close. Tone and timbre is very natural and accurate. Everything sounds proper. You can dissect every single instrument and you can go, that's that instrument, that's that instrument, and then you can go, okay, I'm going to follow that instrument through the track, and you can do that very well. Detail retrieval and resolution is really good, especially for a $400 IEM. I was rather impressed at how much information you get and how well it's resolved. Everything just is very refined, defined, and focused. It does a really good job of showing you everything that it pulls out. I also used the Hype 4 as a stage monitor, using it with an Allen & Heath QU24, and I was rather impressed at how well I was able to dissect the stage from the sound booth with no issues whatsoever, and be able to not even have to look up at the stage and go, okay, I know that's on the right hand side, and that sounds accurate and natural, and that's going to be guitars and clarinets and flutes playing. And over here I have my piano, and in the middle is my song leader, and then I can hear the audience joining in and singing a little bit. And then vocal speaking I could also follow along very well. So it's a very good stage monitor as well. ThieAudio Hype 4. Yeah, I'm rather impressed by this. And I'm actually really surprised that how well it matches up with my target preference. And if you were to take a look at my target curve preference for how something should sound, and then match up the Hype 4 to it, they're pretty close. And I was rather surprised at that. And it's almost like ThieAudio was like, hey, let's give this a shot. I don't know, they didn't contact me about that, but who knows? But anyways, if it had just a little bit less bass elevation, it would match up to my target curve, and I was rather impressed by that. So, how does the ThieAudio Hype 4 compare to the SoftEars Studio 4? So the SoftEars Studio 4 is going to be a little bit more analytical leaning. You're going to have a little bit more of a neutral setting and a little bit more space throughout, and there's going to be just a little bit more depth and layering with the Studio 4, but the tone and timbre is not quite as thick sounding as it is with the Hype 4. And also detail retrieval and resolution is slightly better on the Hype 4. So the Hype 4 is a stage monitor with a little bit extra so that you can use it on an everyday carry type of listen. Whereas the SoftEars Studio 4 is a little bit more stage monitor only. And if you listen to it, you could possibly think it's a little bit boring sounding for everyday listening, but very good for stage monitoring. ThieAudio Hype 4. Yeah, I like this thing. I like it a lot. I'm rather impressed by it. And at $400, this thing is phenomenal. And as I said, it pretty much matches up with what I'm looking for in sound. And I'm rather impressed. So $400 if you're looking for an everyday carry, or you're looking for a stage monitor with a big full body type of presentation with a little bit extra thump in the bass, and a very good detail retrieval and resolution and an accurate sound stage, I'd check out the ThieAudio Hype 4. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on screen, subscription links, notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video. Check out all the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding how you can contact channel, follow channel, support channel. All that kind of stuff is listed down below. Speaking of supporting the channel, I want to thank all my supporters through Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you very much for all that you provide to the channel. It's much appreciated. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out the links down below. There's all kinds of information regarding how you can do that through one-time gifts with PayPal and Venmo, or monthly subscriptions where you can get access to my private Discord server and also early access to videos and all kinds of other benefits. So check out those links down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, it would be much appreciated. Also, check out the links. There's all kinds of information like music recommendations, gear recommendations, and all kinds of other things. So check out the links down below. And then lastly, don't forget to enjoy the music and that honesty is the best policy.